Good afternoon. Mic check, mic check. Is everybody ready? Is everybody at least cooler than you would have been if we would have kept it outside like we planned to? Today is an emotional day for me. Today is like my Super Bowl, my All-Star game, my championship. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Shalonda Stokes, and I have the pleasure of serving as the president of Downtown Partnership of Baltimore. I hear my mom saying, yay, in the background, because I know, woo, woo. What you all don't know about me is I am a crier. And so I'm trying to talk intentionally and slow so that I don't do it. But I cannot open this without recognizing my mother, who is here. Shelly, you're gonna make me cry, and I haven't even started. My daughter is here. My son may be here, or he's on the way. And for anybody who's heard my story, they know that that's my why. They know that everything that I do with intention, and I do it because she sacrificed so much so that I could be here. And so I hope that today I represent in a way that she's proud, and you guys continue to stick with me, because we are a team in doing this. So it is a big day. We are announcing our 5 selected winners for our first cohort of Boost. You know, Boost stands for Black Owned and Operated Storefront Tenancy. This was our attempt, together with the board. I know my board chair, Mark Wasserman, is here, and several other board members, but together with my board and team and sponsors and partners, we wanted to solve a couple things. We wanted to figure out, one, how we deal with the increased vacancy rate that was happening not only in downtown, but in downtown, but how we do it thoughtfully with Black and brown businesses in mind. The goal is to help make our downtown, the heart of our city, reflective of the demographics of our city. And so we wanted to make sure we did our part, and today we will announce that first 5. Woo-woo! So excited about that. Before I go forward, though, I want to take us back. For those of us who were here 6 months ago, when we were standing out in the snow with masks on, socially distant, to launch this. So this is like my baby coming. I feel it. I thank you. Many of you were here with me at the same time. Council President Rodney, Lou, you guys were out here in force with me, and of course my team. So when we talk about Downtown Partnership, us working with the property owners, this for us is not a check the box event. This isn't, hey, let's just fill space. This is, let's be intentional about selecting businesses and making sure we help them succeed, making sure that they grow so that they could be like where's Delali, like our presenting sponsor, Delali at Fearless, who has grown his company to over 100 employees and more than 40 million in revenues. That's what we want for these businesses. I do have to take a pause and shout out Jody. This is a local designer here. If you don't know Jody Davis Design, she designed my outfit. We are about living what we say, and I thank you, Jody, for always representing in here. So these Boost winners that we're talking about today, what they get is they get up to $50,000. That is, they get, and it's a combination of how this happens. It happens, 10,000 of it comes from the Department of Housing and Community Development, the state. So I thank Secretary Hall. I mean, when we talk about the partnerships that we're creating here, it's 10,000 from them, 20,000 from BGE. I thank you, Rodney. I know you'll be speaking in a minute. And then the other 20,000 comes from a mix of our other sponsors. You'll hear from BGE today. You'll hear from M&T Bank today. I saw Courtney Jenkins in here, who literally is one of my board members, who said, how can I support? So when you talk about the collective of public, private, and all of that, we have this in this group, and we're going to be successful because of that. I want to highlight my leadership team who's here today. I have 3 chiefs in the room. So Lauren Hamilton, my Chief Marketing Officer, thank you. I have Tom Akris, who is somewhere in the back. Tom, who is getting married next weekend. Woo woo, Tom. And I have Laura Tester-Meyer, is my Chief Financial Officer. And so with that is a portion, that's my leadership team. But what you will see around here is I have a phenomenal, because we're in here, I'm gonna say kick butt team, and many of them are around here. I cannot, though, do this without highlighting my Sam story. Sam, when I tell you this was a vision that I had, and Sam said, he didn't even say, he just did. Sam came every day. Anybody who's in this program knew that Sam was going to do whatever he could to make it happen, including coming up with the acronym for BOOST. So one more time for Sam. He absolutely deserves a round of applause. So in addition to the $50,000 that these businesses get, because like I said, it's not about checking the box. In addition, they get a cohort, they get a class, they get development. You will hear from Nicole in a moment. When I tell you she's doing some things, and I'll introduce her, building in all of the assets of our board, of our sponsors, of our partners, to bring in resources so that they can just help these businesses grow exponentially. Many of you know I owned a media company for nearly 20 years, and if we had, where's Esther? If we had these businesses who were willing to do exactly this, I cannot imagine how far we would have gone and how fast we would have done that. So let me thank all of the partners who have really stepped up. They are volunteering their time, their resources to make sure there's marketing assistance, legal assistance, financial assistance, the web presence, everything. So we want to give it to Baltimore Development Corporation. I saw Colin Tarbert here. Thank you for your partnership. You have been an amazing partner. Gross Mendelson and Associates. Kevin Scott and Dr. Dale Green. I know they're in here. You may know him. Woo, woo. People know Kevin has two hats because he does have his development company, and then he also has Benedetto. So for any of the men in here that need to look good, and I heard one of our Boost winners went there, Kevin is the man. So they do that. They're doing the architecture. They're doing the design in there. We have Leo McDermott, Jeff Nover, the City of Baltimore Small Business Resource Center, the Maryland Department of Small Business, Venable, DLA Piper, the Greater Baltimore Urban League, and the T. Rowe Price Foundation, and the list goes on and on. We know that we would not be here without you. Boost is a true partnership. Leaders from the top ranks of city, the state, federal government involved in doing this. I would be remiss. I know that Senator Cardin and Senator Van Hollen send their greetings. They could not be here, but they've been very instrumental in helping us get here. So all of that is important to us. So I will stop at least the other parts. We have a few speakers. So what I'm asking, we want to kind of keep the speeches short because I know although we're inside, it's still a little warm in here, but please give them your attention, your time, and after this, you will meet our businesses. So the first person coming up is a friend of mine. It's a person who leads our city council in a way that we are excited. He's about reorganizing, making sure that it has business background. Everything that he do is with excellence. Please help me give a warm welcome to Council President Nick Mosby. And what I will say is he's coming to the stage. We're doing the order a little bit different. Mayor Scott will be joining us. After Council President Mosby, Delali, you are coming up next. Thank you.
So when Shalonda said, we're going to be brief, she was talking to me. And the reason she was talking to me is because the reason that we're here today and this topic, understanding and knowing the importance of supporting our local and small businesses and ensuring that they thrive. We know when local and small businesses thrive, our communities thrive. And when our communities collectively thrive, our city thrives. The one thing that we're talking about when we look at the data, and I'm a numbers person, is we look over the past 30 and 40 years, and we see the decline of African-American owned businesses in our city. That was 40 years ago where you can open up a Black Enterprise, Black 100 list and see 12 or 13 or 14 businesses based in the city in that magazine. That is no longer the case. The last 100 report that came out through Black Enterprise only listed one business from Baltimore City. And that's unacceptable. And that's why we stand here today. Because we understand and know that it's pivotal that, particularly in our central business district, that is reflective of our city. It's also really important that we create opportunities and incubators to help small businesses grow and thrive. Again, the stronger our businesses are, the stronger our people are, the stronger our communities. So I would like to just thank Shalonda Stokes, Madam President, for all of your hard work and your creativity of empowering folks like Sam to do innovative programs just like this. Because those news clippings we see, or the things that we hear, or the perceptions that are out there about our city, this is how we sustainably drive change. Yes. It's programs like this. And the last thing I will say, I'm going to be short. We're coming out of a 200-year storm called COVID-19, the pandemic. And in the midst of crisis, the most important thing you can have is leadership, relationships, and creativity. And that's exactly what this program is going to do for the city of Baltimore. So I'm excited as I was in last January, but I'm going to be more excited as we see these 5 businesses thrive and the next 5 that come right alongside the door. So again, Madam President, thank you so much for all of your leadership. Thank you for empowering your team to be as amazing as they are. And to the citizens of Baltimore, this is a program that we must continue to support. So thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. President. I always say I don't know who has to go after him. I do not want to go after him. So Delali, I know, I'm sorry. He always brings the realness of where we are. This is real for us. This is not a joke. So this next person, Delali, if you can come up, what I would like to say to you guys is when this was an idea, I came to Delali and talked about this idea, and he said, I got you. I raised my hand. I know how important Black and brown businesses are to the city. I know how they are to the country, and I'm willing to stand up and do that. And I want to personally thank you for your commitment. Delali.
Now, when Shalonda said be brief, I was thinking the exact opposite. She's not talking about me. But now, thank you so much, and thank you for your leadership and all you're doing for Downtown Partnership and for the city in general. Thank you, Council President, also for your leadership. This is an exciting day, so I want to congratulate all of the winners. This is a big deal, right? This is a big deal. We are beyond excited to see you all shine, to see you all explore. And I remember being here not too long ago, so 5 years ago, Fearless, we were struggling trying to get off the ground. We were about 15 people and trying to figure out how we were going to scale and how we were going to get to the next level. And Downtown Partnership, at that point, had a program called Tech Connect. It was trying to get more tech companies into downtown Baltimore. We applied, weren't sure if we had a shot, and we got accepted into the program. 5 years later, BBJ has ranked us as the #1 software developer in the region. We have been ranked as the #1 Black-owned business in the region, and so that's a big deal. But the story isn't about us. It's really about the city's commitment and their investment in Black and brown businesses, and without that, we would not be here. So yes, when Shalonda said, what are you going to do? What do you want to do? And I said, we're absolutely in. We're in because you all invested in us. You took a chance on us, and we're here as a result. And so my charge to the companies are go shine. Go shine, be completely amazing, and grow this business beyond your wildest belief. I remember when I was getting started, a mentor told me the best thing you could do for Baltimore is build an amazingly successful company. And so we put our head down and we grinding for years and years and years. And we have a lot further to go. And so that's my same advice for you. But I'll add one more thing that we've learned in the process. Go pick somebody else up. If you know it, teach somebody else. And so our commitment to you is Fearless. If we know it, you know it. If we have it, you have it. Anything you need, any way we can support, we are here for you, and we're rooting for you, because if you win, the entire city wins. So congratulations again.
Thank you. You guys are keeping it moving in here, so I thank you for that, too. We have a couple other sponsors that we want to make sure that we're able to hear from. This next one, Rodney O'Doy, if you would come to the stage. Rodney, similarly, I have to also, I know you're going to shout out your team, Allison, but Allison, the team at BGE has been amazing partners in this space, in this work. And they have a program that they did. They said, look, let's figure out how we align it and make 1 + 1 = 5. And I thank you for that vision and that leadership, Rodney.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Thank you. Yeah, so Shalonda said keep it brief. And as Council President noted, she was probably talking to me too. So I'm just going to put my notes here and just freestyle this. First of all, I'm just so humbled to have the opportunity to be here. Just 5 months ago, it feels like an eternity. We were outside in frigid cold, all in jackets. And to be here is just really humbling and eye-opening. You know, during the pandemic, or the throes of the pandemic within BGE, we brought our heads together. And I want to thank Allison Black, who's on my team, who leads our state affairs, but also economic development for BGE. And we came up with this idea to create a grants program, not a loan program, it's grants. And you know, we were able to get the support internally of our board and our directors to create a $15 million program over 3 years, $5 million a year for small businesses specifically. And we wanted the bulk of those resources to go to Black and brown and minority-owned businesses. And Shalonda and her team engaged, and they said, you know, wouldn't it be cool? We were already doing work with the Downtown Partnership, but Shalonda said, wouldn't it be cool if we could leverage our resources so we could direct that impact more locally and really leverage it? And so we determined that we wanted to allocate some of those resources specifically in partnership with Boost for this cohort class. And I'm just so excited to the first 5. And maybe you should brand that. You're the first 5, right? Because ultimately, you're setting the path. You're setting the path for all the businesses that will come behind you. You know, BGE is over 200 years old in the community. We would like to, and our building is right here, we would like to think of ourselves as an anchor institution within the community. You know, we have a responsibility to the community, but more importantly, partnerships. And I want to thank Mayor Scott in his absence. I believe he's on his way. Council President Mosby, I want to thank you. Councilman Costello, I don't know if he's here yet, but it takes public-private partnerships to make things work. And at BGE, we fully appreciate our role in that. And so we're going to keep it brief, and I will get out of your way. And hopefully, as I said to the 5, do amazing work. Know that you have the support of BGE as you move forward. And if you have energy needs or questions, our team is here ready to and able to assist you as well. So congratulations to all of you. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Rodney. When you really talk about public-private philanthropic partnership, this room is a true example of that. I know our mayor has come in now, so I will yield the mic to you. We had our council president. We had 2 of our sponsors. Following you, Mr. Mayor, we have 1 more sponsor, and then we have a couple other goodies that we do before we announce the 5. We promise that we'll keep it short, but this is important stuff. This is not, like I said, a check the box. This is us making our city representative, our businesses representative of the demographics of our city. So, Mr. Mayor, if you would join me on the podium, please give him a round of applause. This is one who said, you know what? I got the charge. We're going to make it happen. Let's do this. So I thank you.
Good afternoon, everyone. And I apologize for my tardiness. I was just finishing with our federal delegation today. I want to thank Shalonda and the Downtown Partnership for inviting me. Thank you, everyone, for their partnership. It's no secret that Shalonda and the Downtown Partnership worked hard on behalf of Baltimore's business community, and they do that each and every day, and this signifies that. It seems like just yesterday we were freezing in the cold as we were announcing Boost. I want to thank you for not having us burning in the heat to announce the actual 5 businesses today. But now, just a few months later, we are here in the sweltering summer heat to celebrate 5 amazing businesses for this inaugural class, bringing more Black-owned businesses into downtown, nurturing their growth. The Boost program will help a generation of entrepreneurs be more successful and ensure the future of success of aspiring Black entrepreneurs across this city. The knowledge that they will gain through this program is capacity building, and I'm confident that each one of these businesses will pay it forward by creating jobs, mentoring, and inspiring the next generation of Black entrepreneurs in our great city. It's inspiring to see the diversity of the business types in this first class, from makers to creators. They want their businesses to be successful, sure, but they also want to have a positive impact on Baltimore. Boost businesses will bring new life into empty spaces, and they'll have the advantage of being in our city's largest office, residential, and tourist areas. Already, largely due to the impacts of COVID-19, more people see the value of supporting local businesses, particularly those who are run by women and people of color. The system has not been fair to these businesses. I'll say that again. The system has not been fair to these businesses, but we're changing that with things like this and starting here today. As my colleagues, and I'm always good to be with my colleague in progress, the Council President Mosby. I'm shocked that Councilman Costello isn't here. He must be really busy because he's in he's on family time. As we all agree, our public institutions cannot build this kind of capacity on its own. That's why it's important that partnerships like Boost exist and that we bring citizen and corporate resources together. That's why this initiative is one that I support with the entirety of my government and my heart, and that I will be here to support along the way, because we know that Baltimore is a great city. And as the son of a family who runs a Black-owned business in Baltimore, I know what Black-owned businesses mean, not just to those who are running those businesses, but the communities they operate and the families of the people that they employ. They change lives in our community. So thank you to everyone, and I'll shut my mouth and get ready to celebrate the first 5.
Thank you so much, Mayor Scott. I promise you guys we are almost to the end of this piece, but it is so important that we honor and recognize the people who help us get here. Augie Chiasera could not be here with us today, but he did send in his steed somebody who we're excited to welcome to the stage. One of the things that I do want to say about Augie and M&T Bank overall, that's one of the organizations that's really been a phenomenal partner with us, and so I just really thank you for all of that. M&T Bank, Melody McCray is the Assistant Vice President and Relationship Manager for Women and Minority-Owned Business Banking. Please, Melody, if you would join us on the stage. Thank you so much for being here.
Wow, I have big shoes to fill since Augie couldn't come, but I am so excited to be here. As Shalonda mentioned, I am Melody McCray, and I am here on behalf of not only M&T Bank, but our newly formed Minority and Women Business Owner team. We are just so excited to support you in such a big way. Our mission is not only to just give dollars, right? We are here to engage, empower, and just impact you in just such a big way. So just please know that we are here for you. Not only just today, but anytime you need us, we are there to make sure that we're helping you with any type of assistance you need. We just want to make Baltimore a better place, right? It is already super phenomenal, and each one of these businesses is just going to make it even better. We're a team. We're in this together. So just thank you so much for having us, and just looking so forward to working with each and every one of you in the future. Thank you.
Okay, I promise. I think we just have one more in here, but this one is an important. Actually, we have 2 more, but this next one is important also because we're in his house. You know, Lucasaurus, I know he's in the back, is another one of my phenomenal board members. He's one of the ones when I first took this opportunity who stepped up and said, "How can I help you?" He's been there the whole time, and Lou, I could not thank you enough for trusting in us, in the program, for supporting our team. When we call out to you, you answer. So I thank you. Please join us on the stage.
Thanks, Shalonda, and thanks everybody for being here today. I'll be brief as well. I just want to acknowledge where we are. We're at Charles Center. This was part of the first federally funded urban renewal program in the 60s to try to revitalize cities. I think we're here today to try to eventually fulfill that promise. And it's great to see the people of the community coming together for this cause. I feel privileged to be here. You know, this part of town has both architectural diversity, cultural diversity, and now we have to invest in the diversity of our community, again, to fulfill that promise that was made so long ago. And the last thing I want to say is I am so excited. Sam had the opportunity to speak to all of the candidates. I only had an opportunity to speak to one. And if all of you are as passionate, knowledgeable, and engaged, as LaTanya is. Despite the enormous challenges of this city, I am confident that the people that we have in this community can meet that challenge and make a real go of it. So again, Shalonda, thank you so much for having me today. Thank you.
Thank you, Lou. This next person that I want to bring up is the last person that we're bringing up before we introduce the winners, but she is extremely important to me. Nicole Kober Johnson is a friend who I met actually when we were in DC. We served on the National Women's Business Council. This is a council that is supposed to give advice to the president, and this was under Trump, the SBA, and this right. And when I met her, we initially connected, and she does training nationally with the SBA. She does training locally, and we partnered her with another. I don't know. Is Terrence in here? My brother Terrence. We partnered these two are a phenomenal team for our businesses because they give you the yin and yang of what our businesses need, what we need so that we can make sure we're answering and checking off all of the boxes. Terrence, I thank you for making sure we had the Baltimore flavor in what we're doing and bring it real. We didn't want something that was just a curriculum. They designed this especially for our people. And so I think, Nicole, you're going to bring a couple greetings with that, and then you guys are coming up. Thank you so, so much.
That was a little tricky, Baltimore. Listen, I am trying to bring the enthusiasm of this program. I'm gonna tell you a quick story. I have been an entrepreneur for 20 years. I had a day spa and hair salon 20 years ago in Washington, D.C. I had no partners. It was my vision to have this, but I went it alone. I learned a little bit of this and I learned a little bit of that, and I did as much as I could by myself. Fast forward now, I've learned hard lessons. Terrence and I have been so passionate about making sure that our 5 businesses and those that come after don't go it alone, that they have the resources, relationships. You are not by yourself. Team, you have all of these people and all the people out there that are going to watch and support because it is so critical. You know, 70% of businesses succeed when they have mentorships and relationships. And so, Sister Shalonda, whatever I can do to bring our passion, education, acumen, so that these businesses not only strive, but thrive and flourish. You are going to be an example, a shining example to not only Baltimore, but this is going to be the template to replicate across the country of how private and public can come together and have us all revitalize. All right? I'm excited. Terrence, you got 2 seconds, brother. 2 seconds.
Hey, first, I want to thank everybody for coming out, and let's give y'all an applause. And let's give Baltimore City applause. You know, the Boost program is a great program that we put together, all right? And one of the things is it's the beginning, all right? What we're looking for is to position these 5 businesses. So after their cycle, after that 2 or 3 years in their lease, guess what we want them to do? We want them to own the bricks. Can we clap for that? Because one of the key things we look in reference to, you know, making downtown more community, all right, is for us to actually own the bricks and not just a sharecrop, not just a lease. So if we can learn how to run the businesses, if we can learn our business structure so that we're creating legacies in our community, that's what it's all about. Once that happens, no more smoke and mirrors. Now we are really a part of society, we're a part of everything, and we have something to pass down. But I want to thank everybody, and I want to thank all of the 5. You know y'all hot. You already know. And they know, because these are the cats that really want it. And that's what makes it happen with small business. Clap for them, even though they ain't been, huh? Because those mornings you get up and you know it's not going to be a winning morning, but you know tomorrow might be better, you get it. So once again, Terrence Dixon, Terraloff Consulting. And we're not only helping these 5 right here. If you're out there and you need a little business help, terraloffconsulting.com. We have an awesome ecosystem that we're creating with a social enterprise. We chop it up every Thursday
Just wanted to put it all out at one time. And thank you so much. I did 2 minutes? All right, that's good. And thank you. Y'all can clap.
I had my Beyonce wardrobe malfunction moment. My eye was going a little crazy, eyelash, but we're good. This is what teamwork does. So now we are at the part that you are all here to see. This is the moment. I want you to meet the businesses that we selected. If I would have, though, I would like to ask Mayor Scott, Council President Mosby, Rodney Adoy. I would like to ask all of you guys, who else? So please join me on this. I know it's a small stage, but if you would join me as we welcome those businesses. Delali, if you would, please, in there. We have everybody in here. I want to make sure I have all names that are on here. Definitely. Lou Casaurus, make sure that you are up here as well. I think Lou went back that way. Lou went back the other way? Oh, there he is. Oh, he went to the real AC, they said. All right, so do we need to do a drum roll as we bring these businesses up? I like it. Thank you. This was a competitive process. I want you guys to know this. We ended up with 30 applicants, and the goal was to get this 30 down to 5 for the first cohort. So bringing up, I think we can like share in the, oh, you know what, who I did not thank, I know what we have here, and I have to thank all of them, because when we did our Boost class, one of the things that we wanted to make sure is that we selected, and I have to recognize the judges who helped us get here. Allison Black of BGE, thank you so much. We had Erica Correo from M&T Bank, Latoya Staten, sorry if I said that, from Fearless, Naja Wright from Land of Kush, Kia Yosim, who owns Fishnet, Andrew Hinton, GL Capital, along with, of course, Nicole Colbert and Terrence Dixon. I think the stage is a little too small for y'all to all get up here at this point, but we love you, and we know out of that 30, you guys helped us pick the best and the brightest. So for the first, we can kind of share if y'all want to say some names. Okay, the first one, and let us give a round of applause for the Black Genius Art Show. Woo-hoo! Mr. Brian Robinson. Brian, we're gonna come down. We're gonna take a photo, and we're gonna do this because this way we keep it moving quickly. If you stay there, and then we're gonna all come down and take this photo. You know, this engineer in me is trying to process it at this point. But Brian owns a multimedia creative space and fashion brand, I might add. So kudos, thank you, Brian. Congratulations. Our next group, Codetta Bake Shop. That's a cafe and bakery specializing in dessert items, owned by Samaya Bilal and Christopher Burgess, who I love both of them. They're working and providing amazing desserts, and hopefully you were able to get some of them here today.
I see them.
You see them? I know, and they are delicious. We have Elite Secrets Bridal. Woo-hoo! Latanya Turnage. Thank you. And she will be speaking in one of the moments. She's going to represent the group for us. That will be our last speaker. We have Media Rhythms Institute. This is a hip-hop inspired media space with a cafe and educational studio. It's owned by Deverick Murray and Jimmy Thomas and Tiffany Welch. So congratulations to you guys. I know, right? And then our last, but of course not least, we have NKV Skin. Woo-woo! That's a line of natural beauty products owned by Nakia Vaughn. Please give them all a round of applause. So what we know, this is our first cohort. I would be remiss if I didn't, if Latanya, if you start making your way up here just to bring some greetings, but I would be remiss if I did not use this as an opportunity to also welcome anybody who wants to support these businesses and others coming in the cohorts behind them. This is the start. We talk about this is getting them into leases. We do want to make sure we get to ownership. We want to make sure we make them successful. So, Latanya, is she coming over? Perfect. Thank you.
Thank you. Oh my God.
Hello, everyone. I'm going to just start off by saying thank you to this entire tribe here, because this is our tribe, just so I don't miss anyone. I'm also going to let you guys really quickly know what the Boost program meant to me. Somehow I became the mother booster here. But what the Boost program truly means to me, when I first read about it, I immediately felt hope. I felt hope for all of my sisters and brothers, because when I started my business, I didn't have any of this. I literally had to figure it out, and somehow I figured it out. And I also have to let you guys know that this is a dream come true for me. 2 years ago, I took the Goldman Sachs program, and I had a growth plan. I didn't know how I was gonna do it, but I knew I had my plan. And here's the Boost program helping me to bring that to life. You guys are in my home of the Design House. And I'm so grateful for Shalonda, for her team. I'm so grateful to Lou for believing in my dream. And I just want to say thank you guys so much, and look out for my fellow boosters.
Thank you so much, LaTanya. When you know I'm emotional. My eyes going crazy. I just want to cry. My mom is here. I saw my son is here. My daughter is here. This is a beautiful day, and I thank you tremendously for it.
3, 2, 1.